This June, we got some big names and heavy hitters. Big studios are bringing their A-game to kick off the summer rush. There are also some funky literal games, but I guess the indies are shying away from releasing this month. They'd be smart to anyway, based on what I've been looking at. Here are 10 games coming in June. First off, we have Mario Kart World coming out June 5th for the Nintendo Switch 2, published and developed by Nintendo. Mario Kart World is sure to have longtime fans of the franchise excited. Notable new features include rail grinding and some kind of open world functionality. I haven't played this, so it's a bit hard to tell how truly open world the open world is. There appears to be areas interlinking all the tracks in the game. But does that make it an open world? This remains to be seen. Can you really call it an open world when all you can do is drive around? I'd normally say the open world genre is specific to RPGs. Of course, Mario Kart World does coincide with the release of Nintendo's new console, the Switch 2. I haven't ordered mine yet. I love the Mario Kart and Donkey Kong games, but it's not really screaming buy right now to me. The system feels kind of like a half step, more like Wii to Wii U. It's definitely a better system, but is it that much better? Nintendo is still being kind of mid-tier with their hardware. There's also possibly some kind of kill switch in the console. The actual existence of the kill switch is unverified. Like, standard computers don't have that kind of thing. But the user agreements for the system apparently allow Nintendo to make the console permanently unusable if they detect any monkey business. This also coincides with Nintendo's price hikes. You can expect to pay $80 for the game if you don't get the bundle. I've heard people comparing the new prices to old N64 games, which could have been $70 back in '96. I don't think this is a good faith comparison though. The N64 was cutting edge technology, the first platform with 3D for video games, and gaming wasn't nearly as popular either. We should be comparing the prices to $50 price tags from the GameCube and Wii eras. With the game keycards concept as well, it looks like owning physical copies of the games is now officially a thing of the past, unfortunately for Nintendo. They are releasing the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour as well, which Nintendo is pricing at $10. Personally, I wouldn't pay extra for an interactive manual. It kinda seems like it should be included, but I guess it reduces bloatware. Deltarune full release is coming out on June 5th as well for the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, PS4 and 5, and Windows, developed and published by Toby Fox. Deltarune's full release includes previous chapters 1 and 2, as well as the new chapters 3 and 4. Deltarune is Toby Fox's follow-up to the Undertale game, and it's also an anagram. So all the letters in Undertale can be mixed up to form the letters in Deltarune. Chapters 3 and 4 will also be coming to Mac individually. Dune Awakening is coming out June 10th for Windows, developed and published by Funcom. Dune Awakening is an upcoming survival MMO. It looks like the game will involve joining guilds and forming teams to survive Dune's harsh desert environment. The players will harvest resources, build bases, and try to stay out of the sun and fight battles against other teams to harvest spice. The player will also be running around and riding sand bikes, right out on the open dunes, which I think should attract the sandworms, but maybe they weren't worried about that part, at least in the trailer. Mindseye is coming out on June 10th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Developed by Builder Rocket Boy and published by IO Interactive AS. Mindseye is an action-adventure game set in a world which looks like a cross between Grand Theft Auto and Cyberpunk. And Mindseye's company is actually related to the Grand Theft Auto series by one of the executives. There's light sci-fi elements, including human cybernetic enhancements and AI, but the game is looking more grounded than Cyberpunk's futuristic world. The game is made in Unreal Engine and will feature good graphics as well. Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is coming out June 13th for PS5 and Windows, developed by Steel Wool Studios and published by the same. I guess this is the 11th title in the series. I still have not played these games. I did see the movie though, thought it was decent. I guess this one has an exoskeleton, which can take the form of the other animatronics. Tron Catalyst is coming out June 17th. It's coming for the Nintendo Switch 1, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Windows, and Mac. Developed by Bithell Games and published by Devolver Digital and Big Fan Games. You know, I hadn't realized Disney owns the rights to the Tron franchise, so this upcoming Tron game, it was made in conjunction with Disney Games. It looks like a fairly neat isometric hack and slash game. It's giving Hotline Miami vibes, but has more polish, in vein with Metroid Dread. As it does have a pretty big studio behind it with Devolver Digital, it's kind of got that indie feeling, but made by a bigger publisher kind of game deal. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is coming out June 26th. Coming for the PS5, developed by Kojima Productions and published by Sonar Computer Entertainment. You know, I can't wait to see what's new in the Death Stranded universe. Looks like there's a baby in this one, and a puppet, and a guitar guy, and a bat cat. Maybe in this one I'll even find out what's going on in this world. I did love the first game, and I'm really excited to check out what's happening in Death Stranding 2. Not sure what On the Beach is. It's got a very... it seems like such a plain name, just On the Beach. But I guess there'll be a beach as well. As long as they have zip lines, I'll be happy, I'm sure. Ruffy and the Riverside is coming out June 26th for the Nintendo Switch 1, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X and S and Windows. It's developed by Zocrates Laboratories and published by Fiffin Games. Ruffy and the Riverside looks like a neat platformer. Ruffy, I guess, is a bear who runs around and also can use the help of a bee to glide around. The game's got a neat mix of 2D sprites in a 3D world, and it has an interesting mechanic where Ruffy can change the nature of the terrain by swapping textures from other areas. System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is coming out on June 26th as well for the Nintendo Switch 1, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and Windows. Developed by Irrational Games, Looking Glass, and Night Dive Studios, and published by Night Dive Studios, System Shock 2 Remaster is 25 years past the original release. I played the first remaster for the first game, and I've still never played the second game, so if you're like me, this one might be worth checking out. The game also has an online co-op mode with crossplay. Finally, number 10, we have Tamagotchi Plaza coming out on June 27th for the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. Developed and published by Bandai Namco. Tamagotchi Plaza is looking too cute not to mention. I mean, just look at that thing. What is that even? Looks like in the game you'll be wandering around the town and managing, I guess, a dozen or so different shops, which each have their own mini games, and there are over 100 Tamagotchi characters to interact with. But how about you? Did I miss your favorite game that's coming out in June? Let me know down in the comments.